and Soryu will be playing a Paladin, Warrior, and Druid. Again, we know what the Druids will be. Probably, 90% it will be, standard fast Druid. We saw Ramp in one of the previous seasons, but it's still very rare. So I guess we'll have to see what the warrior builds are. If it's Patron or standard control. I've been seeing equally as much from both, even though Green Patron is the flavor of the month is incredibly strong. Many people still prefer to play the old builds.
Often at this point it's Patron Warrior. It's so strong, and it's good against so many of the other decks that are in the meta at the moment.
Okay, so we're ready to jump in. It will be DaPh from from Vietnam against Soryu from again Singapore. So yeah, Singapore really the best country in the region, at least for this season. And yeah, if Soryu wins, this will be a Singapore mirror match in the finals. So yeah. Again, we're jumping into a Druid versus Paladin right off the bat, and Druid playing very correctly, having a ramp in his starting hands. This is the best thing you can do as a Druid.
We talked about this matchup earlier, and the Paladin has the turn 2 shielded minibot is really strong for the Paladin player.
I really like his starting hand. Not only there's a shielded minibot, there's a Masterful Battle you can consider using. And there's also another Peacekeeper to pacify the big shreds, the big mid-range shreds at Druid. But again, you have to respect the innervate here. You can, it provides such a big tempo swing that if you cannot really clean the innervated minion efficiently, you will lose.
But at this point, there's no really strong innervate target for the Druid at the moment. No, not the Shredder one time too late. So we'll now most likely go play the Azure Drake, so he can the turn after get his 4-drop out.
Oh yeah.
Because no other player is really good here. If he decides to maybe just shapeshift, it basically does nothing.
The shapeshift feels super awkward though. I think Azure Drake is the better play. It will basically replenish your innervate in the hand, so it's not really a terrible play. And yeah, I mean,
you want to play a4 most likely next turn anyway, so that's the other point. Like,
the only risk
that
here,
way you have a better curve.
Yeah, the only risk here is a coin true silver champion, but luckily for him, there's not such play for the Paladin. And again, you cannot really clean this efficiently. So you just go phase,
The swipe will most likely get good value.
I mean, swipe has to be the play, right?
Yeah, because there's always the threat of coin quartermaster.
Yeah, and there is a coin quartermaster in hand. Yeah, he has to do this.
With the fast decision and his hovering over the shield minibot, it's most likely to swipe, and you can even swipe face because of the spell damage. Okay. And the 4-2 Drake is really awkward to deal with. Like, even if he had the true silver now.
Yeah.
The coin belcher could be a good play here. It contests the Drake directly.
Yeah, I don't see any other play. Like, the bad thing is he doesn't have a good turn 5 play, at least a strong one. I mean, he can heal ball unless he draws something better, but you really want to be putting big minions on the board at this point. Heal ball is just an emergency support card. It's not really something that will win you the game.
So here the turn 5 is awkward because he wants the hero power to get the belcher down, but on the other hand he has all those 4-drops he wants to get out. So he just goes for the Shredder and will most likely not attack, I think. Like, attacking would just make the first part of the belcher trade for both minions there.
Okay, but okay, so
the consecration is now really strong there.
Yeah, because he can
by
basically...
not attacking.
Okay, no. Don't you just consecrate first, kill it with the...
Yeah, it's more likely that the second part will also die to the Belcher.
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't want to take the damage to his face? That's just... yeah.
But it's... You have heal bot and you're safe, so... And now you just put your Belcher into...
You also have to lay on hands.
Yeah. I don't understand this.
And turn 6 for a druid is often shapeshift plus 4 drop.
Or Thorison in this case.
Yeah.
Which is again so awkward to deal with. Like he's always one damage short of clearing these big threats. And you have to clear the Thorison. It goes so quickly out of hand.
I don't really like playing Emperor here, because next turn you would have the mana to play a boom anyways. You could clear the Belcher off, you could develop a Shredder.
Yeah, well,
so I would have maybe liked to see a hero power Shredder there. But let's see how the play turns out. If there's no way to deal with the Emperor, it's still a really strong play. Yeah, the Sky Golem, so awkward to deal with for the Druid.
Right. So,
what's this play here like?
I think you just rot for 1 to see what you draw.
And then you can still boom, because of the rare. So it kind of turns out okay to play the Emperor last turn.
And but my control tech will be so strong here. Like if he gets the Thorison, like anything outside of Boombot is amazing. Even more so if you get the Thorison.
He also has his own boom here. Just to follow it up and maybe bounce back into this game. There's the Dr. Boom steal.
No.
I would have maybe liked him to Elder here before. Just to keep his minion alive.
Yeah.
Because what else does he do this turn? He could get so far ahead on the board, and you know there's no way a druid can easily deal with such a board.
He's not going for the mind control play attack though. I mean, he's still considering it, but I think he should definitely go for it. Like, sure, maybe, like if you get a boom bot, then you can, you know.
I think your client is stuck or something. He already did the mind control
really?
attack.
Oh,
yeah, and he got the boom.
Okay. Thank you, spectator mode.
He mind control attacked the Dr. Boom.
Okay.
And then he traded. No, he just traded his Sky Golem into the Emperor. And he could have eldered the Emperor just to make his Sky Golem survive. But he decided not to, and he got a Violet Teacher out of Sky Golem.
Violet Teacher is really good.
Yeah.
Especially when it's free. Okay, so... Oh god, this is awkward for the Druid. Oh, and it whiffs. I mean, he'll still clear it with the Keeper of the Grove, but what do you do then? Like, do you Druid Taunt and then Shredder? I think this is your line of play, isn't it?
Yeah, he goes for the Keeper and Shredder.
Or maybe Shade. I mean, I guess you can play Shade because you already saw one Consecration, so you're kind of safe against another.
Yeah, it's a decent line of play here for him. He bounces back onto the board. Doesn't lose too much for it. And here comes. So he thinks about the Elder, which I feel like was the strong play last turn.
Yeah, definitely.
And that way he could have Dr. Boom this turn.
But he has to clear the board though. Like just wipe it clean because they're Thorson was out for 2 turns, so you don't really know how much burst the druid can actually pull out. Heal as well is an option.
So he's a strong board. That is like, he knows there's no good way for druid to deal with boards like this.
Yeah. And it's turn 9, you cannot really even cycle this wild crow to get another card. So this is a dead card until the next turn. Oh Jesus. So you just shade and then druid of the claw, maybe
that's most likely the play. The question is how you do your trades.
Yeah. Oh no, don't play big hunter. I think you just druid charge into the violet teacher.
But that play ends up so weak against consecration because during that play you will also run your keeper into the mind control tag. I kinda like playing that Druid of the Claw in taunt mode here if you play it. But he goes for the BGH. Not sure what's the profit of it here.
My clan keeps bugging. Sorry guys, terribly sorry, but yeah, sometimes things are out of our control. The spectator mode is not the best designed feature in Hearthstone, despite the game being usually awesome. Yeah.
That's what I had last week. Just kept bugging out. Yeah, with there being no consecration, this play turned out good for the druid, and still the paladin is far ahead because he has always the chance to develop the board. He's always a step. The druid is always a step behind. So
yeah.
I
mean, there's so many minions on the board, and now he'll do it as well. And how do you come out of come back from this as a druid? You basically are going for a big shade play, and hope to not die before this.
Often at this point you need your combo to clear or something, so maybe bounce back into the game, but at that point you most likely lost the game already.
Yeah.
He has a quite strong turn here with Lofab and Druid of the Claw as a taunt, but he wasted his BGH last turn, and now there's the Dr. Boom, which is...
I don't know, man, like... I know it's late in the tournament and some players are getting tired, and it's been a tumultuous cup as well, that we've had some technical issues that kind of delay the bracket, so I know these guys are tired and maybe frustrated, but some of these plays don't really make sense. Consistently making quicker turns then it's optimal, and the spectator mode just hates on me. Like, oh god, I get all these free warlock druids of the claw.
Like all those warlock cards.
Yeah, druid with warlock cards for 0 mana. It's amazing. Like, if only we could have gotten those.
So he went for a less developing board and he didn't get to clear much of the board here.
Okay, it seems like I'm back. Not sure for how long. I will just restart the client after this game and see what's up. Hopefully things are back to normal.
So he has to clear... So he can't really clear the shades at this point. So he's always in the threat of dying to a huge combo.
Well, he can if the boombot hits.
Yeah, but that's like...
you never know.
Not a safe clear. But he has the Tyrion, and he knows at least one keeper's gone. I'm not sure if both were already played. Might also be. And he gets the pressure down. Like, the druid has to make something happen now.
Yeah, that's a play, but he will still die if he top decks Savage Roar, right? Definitely. There's with double Savage Roar. Okay, there's no double Savage Roar.
I think there's no way for the druid to keep this game with the equality in the hand, so I think that's it for now.
So, I mean, what will he do? He will play scenarios just to get extra tons, but they will get cleared up.
Like, either way, if he clears the Tyrion, there's gonna be the weapon, so that doesn't do anything. Like, clearing Tyrion just takes up so much of your damage you have to clear. So that doesn't help at all, and that way you need to clear Tyrion and Boom, and there's no way you can pick it off.
He decides not to just reveal any more cards, I guess, and no concedes. Okay, I'll just quickly restart the clan, guys. The screen will go black for a second. Oh, there's update, patching now. Okay, wow. Okay. Are you in the game though?
They didn't start yet.
Okay. So, nonetheless, this will be 1-0 for Soryu. Singapore looking good in this cup. Okay, I patched. Hopefully I'll get back in time for the second game.
The game is just starting.
Cool. Then, come on, please.
So this time we have the Druid from Soryu and DaPh with the Warlock. It looks like a Zoolock with the Knife Juggler and the Haunted Creeper, but he also has the Big Game Hunter in there. So maybe a slower Zoo/Demon Lock type of deck.
Okay,
and for the Druid there's nothing special. Other than that we now know he runs a Kazan Mystic in there.
Yeah, but it will not really help against the Warlock at all.
This matchup it does nothing. But maybe for future matchups. Because we know DaPh runs a mage. And if that's a freeze mage, it could turn out really strong.
I mean, even if it's not, I mean, stealing a mirror entity is great as well.
Yeah, especially with the Druid. We're so weak to those mirror entities.
So, DaPh is having a really strong hand, and you just save this Abusive Sergeant, I guess, to activate a new Rubian Egg and just smash it into something.
Historically, we also know that this matchup is heavily favored for the
Zoolock. Yeah.
But lately, I think it's like Strifegro I heard talking about it, and he said that the Druid has much bigger chances with the recent Zoolock build because it got a lot slower, and like the Druid got more time to build up his strong turns, like with ramping and stuff. So the Druid's the newer Druid, the newer Zoolock is better for the Druid than before.
It's, I guess, you know, going through towards the way of these void colors, and you know, having stuff like Mal'Ganis and Dr. Will. Yeah, I guess it does leave some more time for the Druid to develop, but still, it's not going to be an easy matchup.
Yeah. But with a decent start for the Druid here. Klein into Shade, into Shade, into Shredder. As a reset curve.
I guess you just drop Knife Juggler here, or do you want the Rubian Egg?
Like, you're afraid of Wrath here at this point, but I think there's no way you can play around it, and earlier or later you have to bait it out.
Yeah, and you know, the Rubian Egg is cool, but again it loses so much damage because you have to wait for another turn and for a minion to smash it into, and we know the Druid will play Shade of Nostramus. Again,
yeah, the egg does nothing.
Yeah, the egg is basically dead for the turn, so I think this is the better play. Oh, and he top decks the Rat even. Yeah, that's...
He also went for the Abusive because he knew Swipe is still one turn.
Yep.
It's only coming on the next turn, because else trading the Shade into the Spider and Swipe would just be a so strong play.
So he will show the top deck Rat, and DaPh will not be happy with it. But he has another Knife Juggler, but at this point...
he's still really far ahead on the board then.
Yeah.
like, because the Wrath takes his whole turn and he can go Knife Juggler into Egg, and I don't think he's gonna reveal the Shade here, but yeah.
There's a second Nerubian Egg.
Like, the second he trades with his Shade, it's so likely that it gets juggled off with the Knife Juggler, so...
If you play double Egg, that's...
I feel like it's... I'm not sure about this play because he has really no activator in his hand. I would understand the play if you had like an Argus or something.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
He maybe plays around Swipe again with it. Or like a Keeper, but yeah. Going into turn 4. Maybe it was the heads of play to play around Swipe.
Okay, yeah, he'll reveal the Shade then.
Yeah,
okay,
he does now go for the trade.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. He can like clear the board at this point if he gets the perfect juggles. He will also tap because he has the extra mana, and so he taps first.
Okay, so you juggler, you PO into an egg and smash it into the shredder, I guess.
You also want to sacrifice your
definitely
Haunted Creeper into the Shade, but the question is what's the correct ordering here to make it most likely that the Haunted Creeper kills off the Shade with the juggles.
I think that's the correct line of play. Because
with a so he gets 3 juggles here, so it is very likely that it dies.
Yep.
Yeah, and he got it with the first one.
Unfortunately, he won't be able to kill the totem, but that's not really a big problem. I mean, you don't really worry about the life of the druid at this point.
Yeah, the totem heals him for 4, but it also does nothing. It doesn't contest the board in any way.
And this is such a weak turn for turn 5 for the druid. Like, he has Shade to play and Shredder. These are his only options. I mean, he will play the Shredder here because it's the value play, but there's an Iron Big Owl that will silence it immediately.
With the Shade, you're always afraid of it dying to juggles as well.
Yeah, yeah. So
the Warlock is quite far ahead at this point, but the Force of Nature next turn could clear some stuff up if he needs to use it for that reason.
I think he'll have to. Oh, well, at least he doesn't get an activator for the second egg, but maybe.
He taps first here, then.
Okay, I guess you just owl the shredder and kill it.
The question is how you want to kill it. Do you want to hope a juggle hits it? And if that's the case, you want to attack with your Nerubian first into the Vitality Totem?
So no.
Now he should maybe trade one of his Spectral Spiders into the Vitality Totem first to make it more likely that the Shredder gets hit by the Juggler. And that way he could... Okay, no.
Yeah, but it survives, like misses all the juggles. And the Knife Juggler doesn't really do anything at this point, so he just lets it go. The Ruin Egg provides more consistent damage. And okay, wow, so this is a turn he has to make a serious decision. Does he want to use the Force of Nature to clear, or does he want to drop Thorison?
Like, the Force of Nature isn't even that good anymore. Like, it only effectively kills the Nerubian and the Owl, which is like close to nothing. The turn before it would have killed the Nerubian and the Knife Juggler. So, like, the Emperor is also something the Zoolock has to consider trading into, because it's just so much of a threat.
Yeah, and this is one of the strongest cards of Warlock in the Blackrock Mining expansion. You know, the Dame Gang Boss, it's providing so much, you know, resilience to the board. Basically, you cannot really take it away without giving more minions to the zoo, and you know,
that's like the card that single-handedly got Zoolock back into the meta.
Yeah.
Like, after GVG, Zoolock was almost dead and nobody played it.
And we see how awkward this is for now. Like, you cannot really even swipe anything because there's just, you know, there are 3 swipe targets, primary swipe targets. You don't really want to kill Void Caller because you don't really know what's gonna happen. Maybe you get a Mal'Ganis or, you know, other big demon. The Impact Boss will give you more minions, and so and if you swipe the Nerubian, again you will just getting more minions to the Warlock. It's
at this point you're not sure what the Void Caller is gonna bring because there's one card that was sitting in the Warlock's hand for a long time. So if you make that read, you're not sure what's gonna happen. And here with the Ancient of Law play, if he goes for the healing, he still stays with the not really strong hand in that way.
So he's Wild Rotting here. Wow. There's an activator.
Now the question is, do you go for the implosion?
Well, let's. I would go for the Void Terror personally.
Yeah.
No.
You could also keep onto the Void Terror because if you draw into a demon next turn, you can Void Terror your Void Caller.
Yeah.
Which is always a really strong play.
But I think he will just Nerubian and smash one of the spiders in it, in the Ancient of Lore, and then just
Void Terror.
Oh, he's going for the implosion play. Okay. But I guess he wants to
sacrifice another one. Just have more plays on the board. Oh, that's not good for him.
Oh yeah.
Now the question is, what does he trade for?
Or he doesn't trade anything. I think he has. You have to trade the Dame Gang Boss at least.
But his decision was to he decided first that he does not want to attack with the Nerubian, so he went face with that.
Yep.
And he goes for the Imp Gang Boss. It's like really unfortunate RNG though with the implosion.
Yeah. I mean, it's one in 3 chances, basically to end up on the bad side of implosion.
Yeah, the Belcher could help him stabilize.
No, I don't think so. Not for too long.
That's at least something. And he also gets to develop the Shade and the Hero Power this turn to remove one of the imps. And at that point, he just has to hope the Warlock doesn't draw into like a Doomguard or something, because that can seal the deal.
No, that will absolutely wreck him, yes. Or Mal'Ganis is also a danger, because it basically blocks your combo. You have to run the combo into Mal'Ganis. Wow,
DaPh was also strong with all those imps.
But do you want to put it with the imps though, or do you want to let's say place it between the Nerubian and the egg, so you can clear the Belcher with the Nerubian, clear the token with the egg, so then when the swipe lands, you get another Nerubian.
I think what's the greedy play here is to place the Direwolf between the Void Caller and the Imp, and then trade your Void Caller and both Imps to kill the Sludge Belcher, and after that you can Void Terror in between the Egg and the Void Caller, which would also summon the Imp Gang Boss. Like, he would be almost all in with that play, but he would have a huge board compared to this, because that board is kind of weak to swipe at this point. He gets to develop the Imp Gang Boss stuff.
No, I don't think it's weak to swipe, because
it's okay, yeah.
Yeah, the Nerubian will repop from the other egg, and you still have an Imp Gang Boss on the field. And more importantly, there's no swipe. So, god.
I still kind of like the Void Terror play. You would have had almost the same board, plus a huge Void Terror and a 4/4.
Okay, what the hell do you do now as the druid? Let's say, draw from Azure Drag to see what you get, and then maybe consider Force of Naturing. Because if you do the...
Kinda have to.
Yeah.
Like, healing doesn't do anything here with the Ancient of Lore. You're just basically stalling out your DaPh with that. Like a spell damage swipe also wouldn't do a lot.
No,
if you would draw into it. Oh, that's like the worst card to draw into.
I think you just...
If he goes for that attack, he will not force nature, but no.
Oh, he will force nature, definitely.
Yeah, okay. But what will he attack into? Will he pop the White Caller? Which is like really risky because in many cases you don't actually remove something with it, but just summon anything else.
I mean he gets... Wow! Alright.
Game.
Yep. So that's this is where I hit my keyboard when, you know, the GosuCup decks, Doom card, but in all fairness, like, this would have been Warlock's game. Like, we've known this for a while now, for several games. Things have not been going well for the Druid.
He was also 17 cards into his deck, so with the normal card draw and the tap every turn, at some point it will get likely that they get the Doom Guard.
Okay, well. Thanks to all the 30 people who are watching us. I know it's, you know, there's no force in playing in this arena, so it's just these regular Southeast Asia guys, but you know they deserve any viewership they get. Really, you know, we've seen really good players in the past, and by no means can we say that the Southeast Asia Cup are some slouches that really don't know how to play Hearthstone. They've actually seen fantastic players in the past. You know, a few misplays in these particular semifinals, but overall, you know, good games, man. I'm really enjoying this. So, props to the guys for coming this far. You know, I've known DaPh actually. DaPh is GosuCup 2014 grand finalist. So,
so here we are with our next matchup.
Okay, so we have Mech. Wow, I haven't seen... Like, I feel like Mech has been losing popularity recently. I'm not sure why this is the case, because it's not really the new Blackrock Mountain cards bringing other mid-range decks into fashion. I know that people are trying to experiment with Flamewaker decks. I've seen the Chinese, you know, building weird shit because, well, it's China. But I've been trying, you know, some Chinese builds on the ladder, not really doing fantastically. I know people are trying aggro Flamewaker decks with mirror image, and they just protect the Flamewaker for forever. But again, these are not really doing fantastically either. So I'm not sure why the Mech Mage is losing relevance. I guess you can say that, okay, you know, Frost Mage got really strong with tourism, but it's completely different style of deck.
In theory, the Mech Mage should also be in a really good position against the Druid here.
Yeah.
The Druid got the Innovate into Shade and has the Wild Growth to follow it up. The problem with like early Innovate plays is also that you never have a hand, basically.
Yeah.
Because you waste 2 cards to get 1 card out there.
And then you're playing off the top of your deck basically the entire game, unless you get another Drake early.
Like the important follow-up to big Innovate plays is always your card draw.
Yeah. And that's... I mean, he'll Wild Growth here and keep the Shade hidden.
Yeah, most likely. Because it would just die to a ping. And he has no follow-up yet.
Oh, there's the second Mad Scientist, okay. Yeah, he can play Snow Sugar and force a reveal on the Shade because you cannot really let the Snow Sugar live in freeze you, right?
But the revealed Shade would still be on 2 HP, so he would also need to trade your Mad Scientist into
Sure, but then you're getting a secret and then you're preventing a strong turn 5 from the Druid.
Yeah.
Yes, and he's drawing all the Ram. It's not really a good hand, as you said, Nomex. You have to make these big... It's cool to make these big plays, but you have to have a follow-up to them.
Also, basically, the Savage Roar does nothing in the early hands. sometimes against aggro decks you like just Savage Roar to clear a Knife Juggler or something, which can be a really good play, but like in this matchup it most likely does nothing. And what's also interesting is that in the max hand we see the duplicate.
Yeah, I was just going to bring this up.
It's like an interesting tech card for a Mech Mage. In some cases it's gonna turn out like with the Mad Scientists you can't really you can't decide yourself what you're gonna get duplicated in many cases. So that's like a problem about it. So I'm not sure about the duplicate.
Yeah, I find it iffy in Mech Mages just because he's playing with the Blingtron version. Okay, so this is some really weird brew, because we've seen the guys like the Tempo Storm fellas, Reynad and Hype, they've been experimenting with Blingtron. They also put in water elementals in these from time to time. So, okay, so what's the secret? Okay, so it's a mirror entity, so that's really good.
If you play Blingtron, there's like 100% you also play the water elementals. Yeah, yes.
Okay, so what do you do as a druid? Like, there's a mirror entity on the board.
You hope you draw your one zombie show, you add it in once, maybe?
Yeah,
but that's it. He also plays Kazan, if I remember correctly, which can be like the thing he needs here.
True, but none of this in the hand, so is it an empty turn 6? Okay, he will... Okay, so he will swipe, right?
Maybe. But it's only 3 damage, so you could also theoretically wait.
Oh, he's not even swiping, okay.
That's what he decides for. Just waiting to get a juicier board for a good swipe.
So I guess you don't duplicate because you don't really want to get these shitty minions. Just Mad Scientist and Pink and punch away.
Guess so.
Yeah, I guess this would be his play.
Doesn't even go for the Scientist, or does he?
Oh no, he'll go for the Scientist.
The question is if he plays any other secrets, like if there's swipe now, if the Scientist will maybe get no value and not draw out any secret.
I'm wondering if he plays like 1 duplicate, 1 mirror and 1 counter spell, because I know some people really love counter spell in their Mech Mages. I know Lothar loves it. Like, he was actually one of the guys that started putting it, Lothar and Toyde back in the Seed Cup 2 days, right?
Yeah, but they played a mid-range.
Yeah, they played a mid-range, but the same logic applies here, basically.
Yeah. In the mid-range deck I also really like the counterspell, but in the mid-range deck you can also play the duplicate. I don't like it that much in the Mech Mage though.
Oh, okay, so and there's a Sword of Justice.
Gladiator's
longbow! How kick-ass is that? Wow. Okay, that's...
like perfect, yeah. That's also interesting that the Blingtron, like, custom mechanics, that the Blingtron gets buffed by weapon he summons instantly.
Huh, didn't know this, yeah. But actually, the Sword of Justice, even though it looks like the weaker weapon, in minion-based decks, it's super effective.
Yeah, if you would have the hand with those minions at the moment. And the Shredder gets buffed.
And you get the better Shredder than your opponents. And it's a mech, so you can activate your Goblin Blast Mage.
Oh yeah, you can. But maybe you Frostbolt first.
Yeah, definitely. Just to get the weaker minion, and maybe you get a chance to Blast Mage and Sword into it to clear.
You could also play it greedy and hope you can clear it with the sword anyways. Yeah, at this point it really doesn't matter if you hit with your Blast Mage or not. So he maybe decides to not even go for the Blast Mage.
I think he will play it just to develop a bigger board. Wow!
Well... It really didn't matter at this point though.
The RNG is with DaPh here.
But this 6/5 Blast Mage is really hard to deal with. Okay, he has
it's not in this case.
Yeah.
But there's still a fight for, Snow Sugar Powder Tray that you have to respect.
In theory, for a druid, it would have been really hard. Those 5 to deal with 5 HP.
Oh gosh.
And 7 Dr. Boom. What else do you want? And you attack first with your sword to clear it because else
Wow, and he gets... It's what, the third Vitality Totem in this game?
Yeah.
Right? Wow, okay, so... There have been some days, like with me, when I only get Shredders, I mean, Doomsayers or Milhouse Mana Storms or Low Walker Shows, I guess. It's one of these days that you just get Vitality Totems. Okay, so you're a Druid and you're staring at this board and you have this hand.
The Innovate does nothing here. You don't want to combo such a board, like, what does a combo here do?
Yeah, well,
like really nothing, and you
what
just
are
fall
your
behind.
choices? What are your choices? I mean, you have to, like, if you want to have a play, you have to combo here just to clear the boom and the Vitality Totem. The problem is your next line of play is nothing. Like, you really need these Ancient of Lores, like, right now.
Yeah. You have no good follow-up at this point. Lots of hope that the trend that does anyways soaks a bomb. And it does.
Okay, that's good for him, that's good for him. Okay, so...
The Fireball is really strong here.
Do you really wanna...
That's why I don't like to duplicate in this deck, like, you run...
He can armor plating actually, and keep it away from ping range.
Yeah, that works out in this position. But still, there's so many minions you don't want to get duplicated. And yeah, he goes for the Shade here to test for the Mirror Entity.
I mean, if you look at it, the Boom Bots is potentially 5 damage. So, why the hell not? And you get 2 of those. Like, this is what basically makes Dr. Boom powerful, right? It's not the 7/7 body because it dies to everything. But the Boom Bots are so unpredictable that even if you duplicate them, it's not really that bad.
Just use it from your hand as a 1-mana minion and ping it just to deal 4 damage to the face.
Yeah. Okay, so the Fireball is super clutch here, and it will clear it away from more damage.
Frostbolt, so there's also some follow-up burst here. I think he has to go for the Fireball into the Good of the Claw at this point.
I mean, it opens the way so nicely, and you will deal 7 damage to the face. The Druid will be down to 13. He has no board besides this Shade that cannot really come out right now because it will die to a Frostbolt.
If you saw you here with the Druid, you have to expect that this is a counter spell. Like, there's no way you expect to duplicate from a Mage coming out. So you might consider innovating here first.
And then he will say, "Oh, what the hell?"
He has to consider it, and it's like a huge problem for him that
because
innovate will not trigger the secret here.
Yeah. Have 2 Mirror Entities been played already?
No.
Okay, so
I think it was just one. But he knows it's not a Mirror Entity.
Yeah. So he will do this, he will think, okay, so it's Mirror Entity, so my line of playing is clear, I run the stupid Shredder, and, you know, I'm so far ahead. But then there will be 2 more Shredders coming up. And it's... Yeah,
earlier we saw the Meta dying and not summoning another secret, so we know if there's another secret in the deck, it's a Mirror Entity.
Yeah. Wow. So as... I just...
so strong.
I just want to see now Soryu's face, what the hell is this? So, and double Shredder into Frostbolt, the Shade, and the Druid just concedes straight up, right?
And that's the Water Elemental.
Yeah, even this, you know, Shredder Water Elemental, Frostbolt, go face. And then you go for the power escape concede play that's, you know, Noxious is a big fan of.
Yeah, there's really no way the Druid can bounce back into this game.
This is why I love, you know, Asian Hearthstone, man. They just build weird shit. Granted, it's not, you know, the Chinese level of weird, but, you know, duplicate in Frost Mages. This is something I will have to write about on GGNet.
In this case, it really worked out well.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, getting double Shredder is... This is why mages like the grinder mages, you know, with the Belchers and the Shredders, and circled around duplicate are so powerful because they don't run out of value.
So he goes to clear this here.
Yeah, I mean it's straightforward.
Depending on how he wants to trade, like, don't think he trusts into his boom bot.
Yeah, well, why would you? Like, it's 1-2 boom bot. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
It cannot be swiped. It cannot be pinged. It's just a 1-2 nuisance that, and you have to keep it 1-2 because it's potentially more damage. Well, hello there, Agent of Lore. Where were you? You know, 5 turns ago.
And you can also fully develop the board as a mage here, because you know there's nothing that against the druid.
This is game. This is game. You know, the duplicating frost mage is not something we see every day, but hey, it works out when it gives you, you know, two bounty shredders. 3, 7, 10, 11, 12. Well, it's not quite little yet, but I mean, what can you do?
You most likely will trade Shredder and Boombot for the Ancient of Law, just to keep more pressure up. And you should still have Lethal on board after it, I think.
Oh, he doesn't want to trade. Okay. I mean, I would have traded just because I love no threats on the board, but he can't really die.
Yeah, there's no way he's dying. He already saw a combo. He knows there's no innovate combo. There's no way he's gonna die at this point. So he can also go for the aggressive play and put a druid on 2 HP.
So what's the druid hoping to get here? Like a swipe? What will swipe do? Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that's most likely game.
It's for sure game, yeah.
Well, there could still be a Doomsayer and
what?
The Ancient of Lore tanks.
Oh god, you're such a bastard. Why do you have to keep saying these things? Wow, okay, that's but you know, the boom board will explode.
The boom board can still, but maybe the Ancient of Lore tanks the boom board.
No, he can't, because it will die to the Doomsayer as well.
Oh yeah.
So he has to hope that the boom ball hits for 1. That's his only line of play. And no, well, that's ping for the wing. Game. Wow. Oh man,
and what's the Doomsayer?
I fucking love Hearthstone. This is, yeah, just showing the power that Sky going, yeah, for good measure.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is 2-1 for DaPh in what have been, after what an amazing game has been. So he's 1 point away from going to the finals. What class does he have left? So the mage is locked, and the warlock is
should be the warlock. Yeah. So he has the druid still.
Okay, druid against warrior.
Warrior and druid.
Warrior and druid. Yeah, that's correct.
Well, now depends on the warrior build. Like if it's a control warrior, we know the druid is heavily favored in that case, and well, the druid mirror should be a 50-50.
Yeah.
So,
what if
it's a patron warrior, it's hard to tell who's favored. Like, that matchup is so... I'm still not sure what I think about it, at least. Like, swipe, for example, is against the patron board really weak, yeah. Often if there's like a 3-3 on the board, in the patron versus druid matchup, you just swipe it instead of wrath it, because your wrath is so much more valuable against the patron warrior than the swipe.
But it will be a standard control warrior. We know this by seeing the shield maiden. It's not really a card you see in patron warriors, and
some weird patron warrior tech.
I mean, we've seen duplicated mech mages, so, and face hunters with snake traps, so I wouldn't be surprised actually if we see something weird from the Southeast Asian players here,
but I guess it's a normal control warrior, and in that case the druid should be so much favored.
Yeah.
We've seen this matchup so many times, and it's like 80% for the druid, I would say. But not that strong of a hand for the druid, and the warrior has drawn well all weapons.
Yeah, the double X, triple X actually, and then execute. Oh, so much removal coming. There will be so much opportunity for the druid, for the warrior to armor up, that basically by the time the druid plays a big minion, it will be well into shield slam range.
Yeah, but well, first he has to deal with the zombie show, with the axe, so it's like take some time, and like a big innovate play coming up now.
Yeah, that's. I mean, they're still
cancel out
execute,
that
so.
play. Yeah.
So even. Let's see. No. Okay, yeah.
And there's no way you waste your BGH against.
No, of course
warrior.
not.
Also, there's the walks out, which would just trade for it, so there's no way you're gonna do the play. And I think you could almost move here as well.
Oh, he doesn't even wanna play Armor Smith? Is he feeling like a rat and hero power?
I feel like he just wants to get more value out of it later in the game. Like that's what we saw often. Like I feel like when playing a warrior against a freeze mage, that's so important. You don't want to get your Armor Smith out early, but you want to get your Armor Smith out when you have a huge board.
Or when you can drop 2 Armor Smiths in like this, yeah.
But he still doesn't go for it. I feel like dropping 1 Armor Smith here is kinda counterproductive to the play he did last turn by not playing 1. So, but yeah, well, it's his decision at this point. And there is the Druid of the Claw in Taunt form.
Okay, yeah, I guess you just... Wow, okay. I would have just executed it, but...
Well, he goes for the shield slam. Yep. He wants to get the shield slam value as
well. Oh, yeah, right.
And he also has the stronger Armor Smith to pressure the druid at least a little bit.
Why is he's not hitting with the axe? Like, don't you think it's better to hit with the axe and then replace with a Death's Bite just because it's a stronger axe coming into against druid in the mid game?
Yeah, like I would have already liked the Death's Bite on 10-4.
Yep.
Just to develop it, because you know there's something coming from the druid side.
Oh, he gets Torison.
It's a strong play here, and he has the axe and the Taskmaster to clear.
Yeah. Okay. Oh. The Torison is really good.
But the druid has so many decent plays, but he can't remove the Emperor at this point.
What you can do, I mean, you can easily keep her and play Sylvanas, I guess, with Innervate. This is one of the plays, because I don't think you want to do, you know, Keeper and... I mean, you can Keeper in Shredder, but I like the Sylvanas better, I think.
Maybe he doesn't even want to play the Keeper just because it, in theory, gives some opportunities for the Sylvanas to not get value. Like, okay, he goes for the Sylvanas and the Shredder. Okay. So that way, most likely, the Emperor will survive another turn. And sacrificing the Armor Smith at this point. So he goes for the full trade.
Yep.
Now the Death's Bite is really good.
And he
kills the Pagel.
I mean, what you don't even... Sure, I think you just clear it and then maybe even coin out a Shield Maiden.
Yeah, I feel like that's strong. Also, maybe he wants to Alex Strasser next turn though.
And you cut. Well, yeah, it all ended well just because Pagel didn't net a card. So he will.
But like the scenario kind of destroys the play here. Like he wanted to play an aggressive Alex Strasser and then already go face with the Shield Maiden, and he would bring the druid down to 10 HP.
Yeah, this is why I like getting the Death's Bite early as possible, just because so you can proc, you know, their effect. When you have 2 Death's Bites, what are you really saving them for?
At this point, again, I would have loved to develop the Death's Bite at this time, but yeah, he coins it out.
Yeah.
So it kind of works.
It does, but I feel like he could have gotten so much more value out of them if he developed it, like, you know, the first one on turn 4 and the second one, you know, later in the game.
if he would have like last turn when we thought about Shield Maiden and DaPh, he could have almost cleared the board now. He could have executed the scenarios as well. And like...
Yeah, I mean, he's playing it really passively. I don't know, like, if he's super scared of, you know, dying of combo and wants to make sure that he's as far away from it as possible. I think this is the only reason why you make a play like this.
Yeah. But I think he still wants to go for the aggressive Alex Strasser, like, in one of the upcoming turns. Like, what does the Druid have here? Like, the Keepers do almost nothing against Warriors.
I mean, you can only use them against Lich Belchers, right? To clear them in one hit.
But like, the scenarios already trades for the first body anyways, so... You could even Savage Roar here. No, I don't think that's good. But you could, that way you could clear the Belcher and the Shield Maiden off. But there he goes for the Silence and trades for the Shield Maiden.
Okay, so do you go for the Alex Strasser now? And you can deal 3, 4, 8 damage and basically leave him at 7.
And still execute at the same time.
Yep.
You could just develop the next DaPh spite. Next turn, just to pressure even more.
Yeah, and if you basically draw into a Grom, you win.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if it's the too aggressive play. Like, maybe he will go for the Alex Strasser, but not go all phase, but take another approach and clear the board.
Yeah, but if he was going to trade, like, shouldn't he have just not pick his own Alex Strasser now?
Yeah, it's like... He dealt 1 extra damage to the Alex Strasser. If he... Yeah, he should attack the Drake, execute scenarios, and then trade the Belcher into the... Or attack the Belcher into the...
Okay,
Keeper.
There's value here because he gets 1 more armor, I guess, from...
I think at that point that's not worth, because... So he keeps the executed here. I'm not sure why he keeps it. He's on the offensive side. He knows if there's no BGH, he's so far ahead.
Maybe he wants to execute his own Sylvanas at some point. That's that's a play that some people would make.
He would still have a... The Keeper would be dead, and he would still have the Belcher body on the board. Like, if there's a BGH now, he starts consistently falling behind, even further and further against the Druid. So I really didn't like saving the Execute at this point.
Yeah, definitely not. Because he's not even... Yeah, I actually like this a lot. You know, playing the Ancient of War here.
You don't need to win it short term at this point, so it's the more consistent play. He gets to draw closer to his combo. Like, that looks like a fast decision play for him. I think he's gonna play the Sylvanas,
Yeah, but this will be immediately keyboard and then trade it away. Like
at least there's the theory that there's no keeper because he just used one some turns ago.
Sure, but what else do you fear being silenced?
Really nothing. There are no good targets of the for the warrior, so... Yeah,
silence, I think you can... yeah, he wants to squeeze in an Emperor here, so I don't think he will run and trade the Keeper. He will just, do this. Oh, really? Okay, mate, if you run here...
I like Emperor here, because you just get the discount on the Savage Roars, and a huge Savage Roar is most likely to happen against the warrior. But the thing is, the Emperor just dies to the DaPh spite. That's the
thing is...
thing you worry about. You maybe want him to get rid of the DaPh spite charge before you play the Emperor.
No, I see this play because he wants to armor up here because the top deck Gromash is lethal.
Oh yeah, that's also true. I didn't even think about how low the Druid already is.
Yeah.
Almost forgot that part.
Okay, go shield block. Find me a good top deck. Yeah, and this is why Druid wins against Warrior lots of the time. Just it doesn't really like it establishes the board, and if there's no brawl coming from the Warrior, it becomes so much difficult to clear everything. You basically have to waste executes on mid-range minions, and that's not really what execute is made for. You want to hit it on the big targets. So, yeah.
Warriors just don't have enough hard removal to deal with every mid-range threat the Druid has.
Yeah, and his damage spells are really bad, actually.
But here the Shield Maiden is kind of a problem for Druids. There's no really easy way to deal with it, like just swipe Hero Power would be the one play, but it takes your whole turn, and he doesn't have a swipe yet, for example. So
I think he can actually waste one of the Savage Roars here to clear the Shield Maiden if you're really afraid. Because at this point you will win with or without combo, really.
Yeah. But you know you're not dying at this point.
Yeah.
It's more likely that you're not dying. Oh yeah, the Shield Slam is a pretty good top deck here.
And he needs to go for face like immediately. Because the only way he wins is with a Chromash and hit face. Like if you trade here, you're just giving more time for the Druid to retaunt or re-armor up. Really, mate, you have to go face. Yeah, that's right.
Like with the hand side of the Druid, there will always be those mid-rangey minions that will hunt him down. Oh, there's also Harrison, which is in theory really strong for a Druid in this matchup.
Nah, not really at this point though, because one Fury War X is gone, both Death's Bite are gone, and second War X, sure, it gets useful there, but and if it's a Gorko, well, you're pretty much dead anyways.
Yeah.
So I guess you trade, boom, armor up.
I think he considers Savage Roaring here, but I don't think that's the play. And just trading. Okay, he goes for the Savage Roar then.
Yeah, but I feel like he could have done it.
There's no difference in armoring up with your shapeshift or not, so
yeah,
it doesn't
right,
make that big of a difference.
Yeah, if
you die to Grom Taskmaster anyways, and you don't die to Grom Whirlwind, for
There are
example.
actually 13 cards, so the chance for a top deck of Chromash is not that low. Okay. Still considering. Yeah, I would keep the Pagel just because it's an extra card roll maybe, and you don't really need the Shade. Okay, so Dr. Boom's in the house.
Do you Taskmaster execute here? I don't think so.
No.
Because you're so desperate into drawing that Chromash.
I think that this is your basically only way to win, and
so you need to keep the Taskmaster for the Grom. But it's also something he considers.
Okay, he will.
And he goes for it. At least it looks like.
How do you win now? Because the Druid will trade away everything, and he has so much minions to soak up the boom bots.
Just hope he doesn't have an answer for your boom at this point.
You mean something like my control tech in theory? which he totally has. Okay, that's. Okay. Well, the boom.
You can swipe here.
I think you just Savage Roar basically to be extra safe.
But maybe you want to keep it for your combo. Like that's the second Savage Roar.
Do you really even need a combo at this point? Like you have so much mid-range trades.
Like swipe also removes it at this point. So
okay, yeah.
And there's not that many good swipe targets in Warrior anyways.
No, that's true. Okay, let's see where the Boombot's land. Okay, so the Warrior, the Druid will win this now. I fully expect this to happen.
Yeah.
Unless there's, Ragnaros, which does amazing stuff and basically carries him to victory.
But there's still, it's hard for a Druid to deal with stuff like that coming up.
Like,
what is he gonna do against it, yeah?
Okay, you have to play this Geron.
Yeah, there's no way you're not going to.
But
it clears 2 minutes.
The problem is, like, if it hits, like if the boom bomb lands, the Ganon is dead. Let's see. Oh god, yeah. Oh, and it's and a Wrath off the top. Perfect for Jedroid. Okay, just play the Torison and win the game.
You also hero power to maybe slowly get out of the.
Do you think this goes all the way back to the questionable mid-range plays that the warrior made? You know, saving this execute for so late, and you know, keeping these dead bites and playing them at awkward turns.
Maybe it was because it kind of left him behind with getting a weaker board than he could have, just for saving the execute. But as we already said earlier, not referring to that play, but in general, that the warrior often has to waste his executes and stuff on those mid-range minions. Like we kind of argued against the play we suggested earlier. But so in that way, we kind of, I think we had his play in mind, so maybe it was the mistake which cost him the game. But I think it wasn't an obvious misplay. It was a different decision and a different approach to the play, I guess. Yeah, here he goes for the Loafer to maybe make the brawl.
Do you think he'll just swipe here for extra damage? Because what else are you going to swipe anyways? I'll hit.
I don't think taking the swipe just to deal 4 damage is that useful. Goes for the Harrison.
Just like at this point you don't really need the extra card draw.
Yeah. Like the druid would, the warrior would need. I'm not even sure how he could come back with this. He still has a brawl in there.
Yeah, maybe like a minion and...
So if he has a brawl, his whole hand here.
I mean, there should be a brawl, right?
Yeah.
Like at least one.
But what does it do? It kills 2 minions, but nothing more.
I mean, it's well, if you play it with a Sludge Belcher, and hope that the Belcher survives, you may be able to claw back into it.
But you can't Belcher and Brawl at the same time now, because you can't this turn, so you would need to keep the Belcher, and at that point you already fall so far behind.
Yeah.
And that's the fault of nature.
And that's the game, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna count, but there's even swipe in there, so...
You can do all of it, so...
Yeah.
That's the 3-1, isn't it? Yeah.
It is 3-1 for DaPh, so the finals will be DaPh against WTH76, so Philippines against Vietnam. Grand finals, and you know, Vietnam already has 2 champions. You know, this may be their, you know, they might be becoming the kings of the 2015 season. They actually won in points the 2014 season, if I'm not mistaken. Like, it was either them or the Philippines. It was a very close race, but yeah.